not about politics, it's about football.
This is a simple game.
We're going to run the ball, and we're going to pass the ball. He's just going to play football, really.
How good of a football player are you?
I just get it and try to spin it. That's all.
I just love the game.
It really is the best time of the year.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to It's Just Football. Trevor Sikkema, Mike Renner here with you. Exciting day here on the show. We've got the return of trivia. Boys on the desk making a fierce comeback. The chat still one up on us, but with only a couple weeks left to go. We're tying it up today, Mike. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the tie.
I think so. The playoff push is on.
It is.
If we just win the last two, we control our own destiny.
It's all about getting hot down the stretch.
Yep.
On a one-game win
streak.
Road to the Super Bowl trivia. We're also, just like we did earlier this week, rebuilding another team. On Tuesday, we rebuilt the Denver Broncos. Today, we are rebuilding the Las Vegas Raiders. They didn't have a head coaching change, but they did have a franchise quarterback change, which basically is kind of the same thing here in this situation.
Yeah, which kind of, I guess everyone sort of thought this could happen, right? Like, we've been
talking about it for weeks.
Yes, and after last year, people were saying kind of similar things. Like, should they, kind of at a crossroads as a franchise, should they pivot? Mm-hmm. And they chose to go all in on this McDaniels, Carr, Devontae Adams pairing, trio. And obviously, the results speak for themselves.
Yeah, obviously the Raiders have a top 10 overall pick. Wins over the last couple of weeks have kind of taken them a little bit further. But look, if you're not starting Derek Carr, if you're starting Jarrett Stidham, and a lot of your veterans aren't going to play, then they're probably going to drop the next two, which means they're probably going to have a top 5 pick.
Yes.
Probably going to have a top 5 pick.
And that gets you, I was going to say, the highest I think they can get up to, checking out the draft board.
If they lose 2 more?
6. So they're 6-9. So they're not eliminated from playoff contention. But as it stands right now, 9th pick in the draft. They can, if the Rams win a game and the Falcons win one of the last 2 games, they can jump up to number 6. But I don't see the 4-11 teams. They're 6-9. The 4-11 teams being Denver, Arizona, Indy. None of them are winning 2 more games. So I guess Indy 4-10 technically. But
their strength of schedule is low though.
Yes.
Isn't it?
So if they're
going to win the tiebreaker schedule.
Basically, if the Falcons win a game and if the Rams win a game, they will be picking 6th overall.
Walt is already in the chat giving us his battle plan for how to rebuild the Raiders. Obviously, the Raiders are Walt's team, but we want to hear from you guys as well. As we kind of go through this exercise, rebuilding the Raiders, we want to hear what your guys' strategy were. What would you do with Derek Carr? What would you do with Devontae Adams, with Chandler Jones, with Josh Jacobs? Who you drafting? Are you making a change at head coach? It doesn't look like that's possible, but we'll get into all that and so much more right before we get to trivia. Let's warm up the day by getting the production portal boys in here so we can get a question of the day. Quinn, Sav, Eli. I don't know what Sav's doing back there. Is he at a rave?
Warming up.
Okay, you're warming up. Getting loose. How we doing, fellas? How we feeling?
Good, man. I have like a question of the day and then like a pseudo question of the day. Do you guys want the pseudo question of the day first? Because it was something I was thinking about on the way into work.
You got to tell us which one should go first.
It should be the pseudo question of the day because there's no like real answer.
Okay.
But when is it acceptable to take down Christmas decorations or appropriate? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
never.
The day 26th.
they're up all year long.
26th is probably when.
But that's like kind of Scrooge-ish, don't you think? Like the day after Christmas, like Christmas is over, everything's going back in the box and back in the attic.
I don't think that's
my initial answer to that is the day after New Year's, right? You keep it up through that week. Yeah. But at the same time, like I could definitely see if you've got some free time and it's December 29th, 30th, and you want to pack some stuff up. That's also acceptable to me. But I'm not doing like right after 26th.
I think the day after.
I'm not one of those people who is like, hell yeah, day after Christmas, we're dragging the tree out of there. I'm not doing that.
Jeff Schwartz posted a video of himself doing it every year. Yeah.
Why?
Scrooge.
Why does
I don't think that's crazy.
In that?
I think that you move on to the next thing. Like, okay, Christmas had its run. Now we look forward to New Year's and whatever. Obviously, you're not going to decorate your house for New Year's, but like you move on to that. And look forward to that. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy.
See, my fiance was playing Christmas music the day after Christmas because she was like, it sucks that Christmas Day happens and then it's just boom, it's like done. Gone. Yeah. Every restaurant, every retail store, every gas station, every radio station, everything, just nonstop Christmas music. And then boom, 26, we're done. It's out. Oldies, the Eagles, back at it. I don't know, man. We can ease out of Christmas a little bit. Doesn't have to be so abrupt.
Although like the 12 days of Christmas actually is like a 12-day celebration that the 25th is the start of, technically. So I guess 12 days post-Christmas is your window to get those decorations down. After 12 days, that's it. It is over. Christmas decorations got to go.
Nico says after New Year's. So I agree with Nico. Walt says his Christmas tree's been up since 2019. I think that technically makes him a gardener.
Yeah, you just have a forest in your house.
Yeah, I think that technically means that you are now is gardening. Can I use that verb here? Does that make sense? Yeah. You are caring for that tree.
Horticulturist.
Yeah. Horticulturist.
Right.
It's weird because I took him as a script.
There it is, baby. There it is. Nah, Walt's Santa Claus. You guys didn't know that, but he actually moonlights as Santa. Jack says January 14th. Oddly specific.
See, I feel like that's a little late.
That's a little late.
Well, it's like, is it inside decorations or is it the lights on your house?
You tell us. You tell us. What do you
Well, you got to go with the weather for the lights on the house. It's freezing out. You're not jumping up there and taking them down.
Spoken like a true dad.
Inside,
like
you do whatever, right? Take it down whenever. Outside, weather dependent.
Jack says the 26th. Jack's a Scrooge. Philip says December 31st. I'm okay with that. Uncle Dusty says New Year's Day. Albert says New Year's Day. Hurricane Ditka 55 says weekend after New Year's.
I will put out there that I just moved into my first apartment, and I will be shocked if that tree comes down until I move out. There's just like no way that I'm gonna take the time out to take it down.
Here's Walt right here.
That's a good point, because I feel like a lot of this is age dependent too. You know what I mean? If you're a young buck and you leave your Christmas tree up longer than you should, that's fine.
Yeah,
I did that.
In my first house that I was renting, we had like a mini Christmas tree, and I just left it up all year. I just didn't take it down. I didn't put it. We didn't really have any storage anyway, so it couldn't really
Exactly.
go. I would either put it in a box and it would just go in a corner, or I would just leave it up. And I just wanted to leave it up, be a little bit festive, you know. It's a conversation piece. I see you, Eli. I see you. You know, they walk in the door, they're like, "Hey, it's a Christmas tree." And you get something to chit chat about. I see you there. All right, what's the real question of the day that we can get an answer to?
Real question of the day.
Yeah.
In the PFF era, there are only 2 running backs with a higher career rushing grade than Derrick Henry. Who are they?
It's a good one.
PFF era going back to 06?
2006, correct.
The PFF era, only 2 running backs have a higher career rushing grade than Sir Derrick Henry.
See, I want to say someone like Adrian Peterson, but my God, did he not? Oh, wait, minimum 250 attempts.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but Adrian Peterson hung on too long. He really tanked his grade by the end of his career. So this is probably another active running back then. 250 is not a lot.
One of them is active, correct? Yeah. And it is 2 like real running backs. It's not like
250.
Bernard Scott.
You know
or
who
anything
could?
like that.
My immediate thought, it was Jamal Charles. Did we
Okay.
grade Charles high? You would know a lot more about old school Charles grades.
I don't know if it was that.
But that was my first thought, is Jamal
Of
Charles.
active guys, 2 guys who I know who have graded fairly highly consistently. Josh Jacobs, A.J. Dillon. Does Dillon hit 250? I don't know. I'd lean Josh Jacobs because he's super high this year.
No way.
He's one of the highest as a rookie. Now the last 2 years were kind of meh, but
That would be topical with the Raiders today.
yeah.
A lot of people are
Like
saying
Jacobs.
AP, Adrian Peterson,
Who else was
Le'Veon Bell,
Nails.
Marshawn
No.
Lynch,
I could
Nick
see
Chubb.
Lynch always graded well.
Did he? Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones.
And not after Barkley's last year. I would say Chubb, A.J. Dillon, and Josh Jacobs would be my guesses. For
Uncle Dusty said
active.
Javid Best and Mikel LeSure.
Oh, Mikel LeSure. I played against him in basketball in 6th grade. 7th grade.
Did he
We ended
dunk?
a 3-on-3
Did he
tournament.
dunk on you?
No, not in the game.
Did he dunk on your
Okay,
friends?
so I think I told this story on the show before, but I played in a 3-on-3 tournament. He beat us in the finals. He was nasty. And Brandon Lloyd was our ref, because Brandon Lloyd was at U of I, at Illinois at the time, and Brandon Lloyd was doing some, like in the middle, like between games.
Yeah,
the
dead
dunks
ball.
he was doing were out of this world. That guy was a freak of nature, unsurprisingly. But then Mikel Shore also was freak of nature. Reportedly was not clean, shall we say, which may have been why he didn't do well in the NFL post Achilles tear. All right. Not him, though.
What about Gurley? People are throwing out Gurley.
No, he just had such lean years. Yeah. But I could.
Okay, who are your couple?
Okay, I'm going to say Josh Jacobs are active running backs. He said one's active.
Yeah.
Old running backs. It has to be a guy who didn't really get ground in the dirt at the end of his career and just hang on for some shit seasons, which I think AP unfortunately did too many.
Yeah. I don't think it's Adrian Peterson. I do not think it's Adrian Peterson.
I think of guys who just consistently graded highly for us.
I kind of want to go Jamal Charles.
Okay, I can go Jamal Charles.
I also don't hate Marshawn. Those are the two that I like.
Rushing grade. Yeah. I'll just say AP. He was so good in his prime that hopefully
we don't have to give our final answers. This is a really good one. There's a lot of different options to choose from. Remember your answers, because we're going to have our final answers submitted at the end of the show. Okay, it's time to rebuild the Raiders. A lot of people are here in the chat to hear what we would do with the Las Vegas Raiders. Still the same GM, still have the same head coach. So normally when we do this kind of like fixing your franchise thing, rebuilding the Raiders, normally we have those as available chess pieces to change the direction of the team. We don't really have that this time. So it's a little bit more complicated, but what we're going to do with Derek Carr, what we're going to do with the rest of the roster, what we're going to do in the draft, that's what we're focusing on here. You guys in the chat, let us know, what would you do with Carr? Trade him, cut him. What would you do with Devontae Adams? What would you do with Josh Jacobs? How you attacking free agency? What do you want him to draft? I've already seen Walt's plan. We'll get to Walt's plan after we kind of talk about ours. But Mike, how would you rebuild the Raiders here in a 3-phase plan? What's phase number 1?
All right. So again, this is me, how I'd rebuild them. Not necessarily, again, I'm shooting for the moon here.
Of course.
If I'm the GM.
Sure.
You shoot for the moon. And if you miss,
it's a terrible.
You land amongst the stars.
It's a terrible phrase.
So
it's not even correct.
I know that's awful.
Stars are so much.
If there was a star as close to
I've never
Earth
actually
as
said
the
that
moon,
phrase in my
Earth
life.
wouldn't
Whoever
exist.
said that phrase the first time probably thought they were a goddamn genius.
Yeah.
Like they thought they just did something because of how they said it. And they said it with so much confidence, and it's just an absolute bold-faced lie. Didn't even know Australia.
It is, and here it is. You're trading Derek Carr.
Okay.
Because I do still think he has value.
Okay.
His contract's not egregious for someone taking it on.
All right.
And we've seen years past, obviously not under Josh McDaniels, but under other offensive coordinators, that he can lead a successful offense.
Okay.
So I'm trading Derek Carr for Mac Jones. Straight up.
This is the moon?
Patriots.
This is the moon?
That's the moon.
That's the moon?
Because, one, Mac Jones in New England obviously hates it there. He's been publicly, antagonizing the front office being Coach Bill Belichick and whatnot. I think they would want two-part ways if they could get a Derek Carr. Like, they would do that trade straight up right now because they're in kind of a win-now mode. They need to improve right now. They need to make the playoffs. That's why they spent so much money in free agency. But on the flip side, it frees up about $30 million in cap space for the Raiders to go out and then rebuild your offensive line, revamp this defense, and do a bunch of different things. And you get a guy who excelled in Josh McDaniels' offense. A guy who you've seen play at a level of shit better than Derek Carr did this season in Josh McDaniels' offense. And so, yeah, it's maybe not the moon in terms of you're never going to get a Patrick Mahomes to beat Patrick Mahomes in that division and a Justin Herbert to beat Justin Herbert in that division. I'm sorry, you're just not. The chances of that happening are so slim. You're going to have to just build this roster the old-fashioned way. And again, I don't think they're...
Walt likes it.
Walt doesn't hate it.
I don't think you're in a position to completely tear down rebuild. I just don't. You're going to have to make a decision on whether Josh McDaniels is your guy at least next season. And if you tear down a rebuild, you're kind of just kicking the can and not giving them the opportunity to do so. So I think that trade is one.
Okay. All right.
Then you have the cap space. And again, I would focus on veterans on the defensive side of the ball and offensive line, as many as possible. Don't go out and buy big money free agents. You have big money players on this roster already in Max Crosby, in Devontae Adams, shit, even in Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow. You're paying some guys a lot of money, Colton Miller as well. Like I wouldn't go out and buy a big name, big shiny guy. I would get as many mid-tier to lower the mid-tier guys who have proven, who are veterans. Guys like Jadeveon Clowney, Dalvin Tomlinson, David Onyemata, A'Shawn Robinson, Gray Gaines, Anthony Brown, Sean Murphy-Bunting, like guys who have played at a solid level at least. Because you have a lot of money to work with. If you make that Derek Carr trade, you'll have over $60 million to work with in free agency. That's where I'm going. Just get a floor for this defense that is higher than the abysmal defense that we've seen for the past decade in Las Vegas / Oakland. And then third, you're going to have a top 10 pick, anywhere from 6 to 9, drafting probably Peter Skoronski with that pick. I want an offensive lineman that's capable of starting, an offensive tackle that's capable of starting right away.
Fair.
Across from Colton Miller.
Fair.
And all of a sudden, competent offensive line, a quarterback that probably more suited for Josh McDaniels in that offense, and the defense that's raised the floor. You can compete that. You can compete. Now, are we winning a Super Bowl with that? I don't think so. But you're behind the 8 ball winning the Super Bowl in that division anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry, that's just the fact of life for the next decade if you're the Las Vegas Raiders. So if you want to see what you can do with Josh McDaniels, that's your best way. And, oh, by the way, with all the vet deals, they're going to be 1 or 2 year deals. Gives you the flexibility to then do it all over. If it doesn't work, if Josh McDaniels sucks, flip a switch and you can hit the rebuild next year. Because you'll have the cap space to do so. You'll have a cheap quarterback to do so. You won't be tied to too many guys long term, and you can make all the moves you want after that. There you go.
MJ said that Vegas is a good spot for Mac Jones' MMA career to begin. Hello, that's a zinger. That's a zinger right there. The chat's all over with this one. I think you lost him with the Mac Jones logic. But I mean, if you're making a trade, you're trying to get somebody back. You're trying to get somebody back who doesn't suck. Sure, I think that Mac's probably on the move this year, or he's not going to be the unquestioned starter in New England. All right, okay. So mine's a little different. We had a lot of creative freedom with this one. We can't change the head coach because the report is that the Raiders are cash poor right now. So they can't move on from Josh McDaniels even if they wanted to, which does make sense, right? You have the remaining part of the Gruden contract because even though Gruden's not there anymore, they had to have a settlement, so they're paying him millions of dollars. You are paying Josh McDaniels millions of dollars, of course, because you signed him. They also just built a new stadium, so it's like boom, boom, boom. All of this, man, it's a lot of money that they're spending right now. So it makes sense that they wouldn't want to fire Josh McDaniels, pay Josh McDaniels, and then go get another head coach. Like they probably need a year or two where they're keeping it cool on the cash. So with that in mind, that makes me think that over the next 2 years, Raiders are not competing. Like you need to like slam the flush the toilet button. Like this needs to be completely different in Vegas. That we are tanking without saying that we're tanking, okay? So the first move that I would make, I have no idea how possible this is, but this is my first move. This is what I would go after. Since you can't get a head coach to replace Josh McDaniels, I would go get some sort of preferred assistant coordinator, probably on the defense side of the ball instead of Patrick Graham. I know Patrick Graham hasn't exactly had the horses to have a good defense this year, but you move on from him.
No Patrick Graham slander.
If you go right, but he just might be the scapegoat. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody in the coaching staff's probably got to be the scapegoat, and it might be him. So if you're moving on from him, maybe you can lure in Ejiro Evero, the defensive coordinator from the Denver Broncos. He's going to have head coaching opportunities, so he could very well be a head coach somewhere else. But maybe you tell him, hey, look at the situation here in Las Vegas. We're rebuilding. It's a brand new team. You get to have your fingerprints all over the defense as we're building the defense. And then if Josh McDaniels sucks, you're also the assistant head coach, so you can immediately be promoted into the head coach position. So maybe you can work that out. Maybe you can get him on staff or just somebody else, somebody very preferred that you could have as an assistant head coach. So if McDaniels goes bad, a year from now, if you go, okay, we got a little bit more cash, McDaniels is absolutely terrible, we got to get rid of him. Maybe you've already got somebody on the roster or in the coaching staff, I should say, who you can elevate. You don't have to spend new money going out somewhere else. You can kind of get ahead of the curve a little bit. So that's what I would do for plan one. Phase two of the plan. Aggressively turn the page in free agency. I'm trading or cutting Derek Carr, probably trading him. I thought they were going to have to cut him, but you look at the contract, it's a lot more friendly than you think because it doesn't have a ton of guarantees. And if Carson Wentz could fetch a conditional second to first round pick, then I definitely think that Derek Carr could get dealt for some sort of trade back. Until somebody tells me I can't do it, I'm saying the New York Jets. You put Derek Carr on the New York Jets, and that's a playoff team this year. Cold weather be damned, man. I know the stats. I know everybody's saying like, oh, you can't play in the cold. Maybe you can, but I'm taking the chance if I'm the Jets. Derek Carr on the New York Jets is a playoff team this year. They'd be a playoff team next year. They're going in that direction. Take a big swing. He's a good quarterback. He is. Just put him with a good supporting cast. Get him New York. Get him with good coaches like LaFleur and Saleh. So I'm thinking like a conditional second to third round pick because of the big contract numbers, and you also get Zach Wilson back. Zach Wilson is a throw-in. I'm not saying that Zach Wilson has to start on the Raiders next year, but the Jets have to get rid of Zach Wilson. He's not going to be on the team next year no matter what. So just throw him in the deal. If you're the Raiders, who cares? The Jets have to get rid of him. And if you're the Raiders, it's basically like, all right, Zach Wilson miraculously changes it around for us. Cool, we got a fantastic young good quarterback. If not, we cut him. It's no big deal. Who cares? So you go a conditional second to third round pick and Zach Wilson for Derek Carr. Boom, you make the trade right there. You also try to make a trade for Chandler Jones. Not a good year this year, but you can get his $17 million off the cap if you can trade him away. Even make it like a salary dump. 5th, 6th round pick, I don't know. Just get the salary off the team so you can save some money. I'd also let Josh Jacobs walk. I'm telling you, decimating the roster in free agency. That's what I'm trying to do. If you can move on from somebody, move on from somebody, because you need the cash to make sure if you want to move on from McDaniels next year, you're not pigeonholed to not be able to do that. So we're totally changing the identity of the team. We're getting a lot younger. We're moving on from a lot of people. And then the draft, I also have signed a veteran quarterback, like Gardner Minshew, maybe a Mike White, which would be hilarious if Mike White and Zach Wilson were on the same team, but in Vegas again. A Taylor Heineke, I don't know. Just like take a chance at one of these lower costing free agents. And then finally, I've got in the draft, if you can trade down, probably trade down, but if not, go after a corner in round 1. I got Keely Ringo or Christian Gonzalez. Second round, BJ Ojolari, the pass rusher from LSU. And then third round, I can't remember who I had in the third round. And it won't scroll down. Oh, running back. You got to replace Josh Jacobs. Let's go get a running back. If Zach Charbonnet's there in the third round, make it happen. So there we go. You can see that all on the board. I know it was a lot of words. I got to take a breath. What do you think, Mike?
So, I guess a couple things. One, the DC hire. I think you're either lame ducking Josh McDaniels or really trying to give him the pieces he needs to show he can be a competent head coach. And so if you hire Jero Everett and then go through with your plan, you're lame ducking Everett. You know, you don't go to a new staff and be like, hey, you have to keep this DC too. Yeah, that's just not going to happen, and you're not going to fire McDaniels and promote a DC to head coach. That almost never happens. So yes, you can, but that's just like something that is an absolute rarity in the annals of the NFL. So that's the thing to me. I think there's two paths. You either try to aggressively give him the pieces to succeed, which was kind of my path in all short-term deals that then can all cut bait and start a rebuild in 2024, because obviously we've said you're not moving out from Josh McDaniels, you don't have the money to. Or you just lame duck him, gut the roster entirely, trade Carr for just picks, do everything for just picks, try to get as many comp picks as humanly possible, whatever. Go for just picks and start the rebuild with give him nothing, make sure you're getting at the top of the 2024 class, getting a Caleb Williams, getting a Drake May. Don't even go sign a Gardner Minshew then at that point. Don't even go sign a guy. Roll with Jared Stidham and lose, 14, 15 games next year. So I think those are your two options. Now, which one would you pick? I mean, I went that Derek Carr for Mac Jones route, but realistically, I'd probably go for the complete gut route.
Yeah.
If I'm actually trying to win a championship the closest.
That is what I was trying to do. Yeah. Like, the team is talent poor. The team is motivation poor. The team is cash poor. Like everything is bad for the Raiders. Every single thing is bad for the Raiders. Yeah. Walt said at the top, Walt said horrible plan. So, salute. Thank you, Walt. Appreciate you. Walt said at the very top of the show before we even got into this, he's like, oh, go sign Brady, get Gronk back. And it's like, Walt, it's probably not going to happen, my guy. Yeah. Brady's going to go anywhere. He's probably going to be San Francisco 49ers. I don't think he's going to want to go to a horribly undermanned Raiders team just because Josh McDaniels is there. Man, I mean, like, I never say never in the NFL. I never say never with Tom Brady, but I just want to absolutely bomb what is currently going on in Vegas.
Yeah, that's fair.
That was my entire plan. You can change little things of what you want, but the reality is the way you rebuild the Raiders is you take your medicine, you eat your vegetables, you go be bad next season. They're gonna be bad next season. And you got to do that to lean into a Drake May, a Caleb Williams, a whoever it can be at quarterback probably in next year's class. Because maybe they'll draft one if they get high enough in this draft, right? Maybe they're high enough to draft a Will Levis, a CJ Stroud. Maybe they end up taking that path this year. But whatever it is, I think the Raiders are going to be taking a massive step back. So, yeah, that's my thoughts.
Let's do trivia.
Got a lot of Fs in the chat for the Raiders. Big Fs in the chat for the Raiders. Philip said if they tank, you got to trade Devontae Adams.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But
You do. You quite literally.
don't they have to take on a ton of dead cap? I guess they do. But I guess it doesn't matter, right? They're not really, they're not exactly competing. Man. I didn't really think about trading Devontae. I think he's around. I don't think they're moving on with him unless Devontae's like, yo, I came here for Derek Carr. Derek Carr's not here anymore. Get me out. Which that would make it very interesting too. All right. Eli said it in the chat. Who's ready for trivia? It's time, folks.
Sure, boy.
It's time. It's time. If you guys are new to this show, if you guys are new to the trivia format, essentially, it is Mike and I here on the desk. It is you guys collectively in the chat. There will be a question, 10 questions to be exact. There will be multiple choice answers for every single question. You guys will vote on what you think the correct answer is in the chat in a poll. We will discuss what we think the answer is here on the desk. We will come to final answers. Whoever wins the end obviously has the crown. Chat's got 5 wins on the year. The desk here has 4 wins. So this is big. Came back at a big W last week. It was going to be tough if we went down 6-3. It's going to be very tough. But it's going to look oh so good when it's 5-5 in about 20 to 30 minutes. So, Quinn, are you ready, my friend?
I sure am. You guys ready for the categories?
I am closing my laptop to avoid accusations of cheating. What are the categories today?
Categories this week: name the QB, run for it, standout defenders, and put it in the air.
Ooh.
And then also tiebreaker if need be.
Of course. All right, well, let's get it going. Are you smarter than a PFF grader? Let's do it.
All right. Name that QB is the first category.
Okay.
This QB leads the NFL in passing yards while targeting single coverage with 1,671. Is it Derek Carr? Great segue. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, or Josh Allen?
Let's see.
Well, we got to get rid of the topic bar.
Yeah, I need to see C or D.
Got to see C or D. There we go.
I'm trying to think. I would guess. I would say not Herbert.
Not Herbert.
You don't think so?
I mean, a lot of his production goes to Mike Williams. That's going to automatically just be counted as single coverage, right?
My initial thought was Josh Allen, just because 1, a lot of yardage, 2,
ton of yardage,
2 ton of yardage, 3, Stephon Diggs.
Sure.
Like just the guys beat single coverage. What's the 0 up there on the screen?
0 chance. They're doubting us.
Yeah. No, I actually think I know this answer. And I think it is D.
I'm tempted with Burrow though. Burrow is truly a like, hey, we're gonna spread you out, we're gonna spread you thin. Doesn't give an opportunity to double everybody. Probably gonna put some extra eyes on Jamar Chase for sure. But there's been so much production from those other players, from Boyd, from Higgins, from Trent and Irwin, Trent, him, Irwin.
I mean, he's a pure separator, that guy.
That's true. All right, you think it's D?
No, I think it's B.
Okay. All right. Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
All right, we're going B. Joe Burrow.
Lock it in.
Chad is also going Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
My smoke screen was poorly.
You guys are all smarter than PFF graders. It is Joe Burrow.
There it is.
Speaking of a ton of yards.
1-1.
May have said that stat on NFL Network last week.
Dang. You should have argued somebody else.
That's what I was trying to, Josh. That's why I said my.
Yeah, but you gotta go. You've got to go harder on it. Because I'll lean into it.
Yeah.
I'll lean into it. At the end of the day,
I think the chat's too smart to fall.
The end of the day, if you look at me and you just go, the answer is D, then I'm gonna be like, all right, well, screw whatever the conversation we just had for the last 3 minutes. Okay, 1-1 on the board. This is good. It's better than last week when we got like 3 total right.
That's true. It was like 1-1 on question 6
it was
last week.
It was tough. It's down to the wire. It's a real pitcher's duel.
Shootout. All right, you guys ready for the next one?
Yes, yep.
All right, he is the highest graded quarterback on throws past the sticks with a 95.6 PFF grade. Is it Joe Burrow, Geno Smith, Tom Brady, or Andy Dalton?
Oh, no. Oh, no. You know who I want to say?
Don't say Tom.
I kind of want to say D. I kind of want to say Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
That's like where
the Red River rivalry.
Kind of
Red
right.
Rifle is what you're looking for.
I mean, it also could be Burrow. Now, would they have back-to-back Burrows to start? Yeah, they would. If Mike Quinn's writing these.
I don't think Quinn writes all.
Nah,
of them,
this is big shout out to Dave Solfaro.
This is Davey.
He came up with
Davey.
these. But he's a Burrow guy too.
Yeah.
He's not too much of a Burrow
Past
because he's a Pat guy.
the sticks.
Oh man, I think it's Geno's bread and butter though.
He just.
I think this is Geno's bread and butter.
I feel like he has too many like negative TWPs, shall we say? I could go. I could be talked into G. No.
The Gene. I don't know, man. I just feel like that's his game. He graded out so well for us at the beginning of the year. Just did he hang on?
But here's the thing: Dalton has a higher passing grade right now than Geno even does.
Yeah.
And it's coming from something.
Yeah, I think it's D.
Yeah. Let's go D.
All right, we're going D. Locking it in.
Chat is going Geno.
It is a Bengals quarterback, but it is not Andy Dalton. It's also Joe Burrow.
God damn it!
Just a hint for chat and or you guys, any sort of quarterback stat, Joe Burrow's probably going to be. He's up there in most of them.
That was a good guess, though.
I don't know if you knew that.
Oh man, back-to-back Burrow.
They would have fucking not had the first question.
Do you think you
probably
would have said Joe Burrow if we didn't have Joe Burrow? Just the answer.
Probably, yeah.
Man, we got outgamed. We got outgamed.
B for Burrow.
All right.
All right. Next category is run for it. You guys ready?
Yeah.
He's the only player with 5 rushes gaining 30-plus yards. Chuba Hubbard, Justin Fields, Josh Jacobs, or Christian McCaffrey.
Man.
This one's tough.
Shit.
This one's tough.
Josh Jacobs has the longest run in the NFL this season.
Only counts as one.
That is one. He has one of 30 plus. Fields has at least like. I'm trying to think right now. He's got like 4.
Yeah, Fields.
And I think that's where I'm leaning, right?
Only player with. God, this is a good question. I don't think it's McCaffrey.
Okay.
Rushes of 30 or more yards. I don't think it's McCaffrey. I don't think he has 5.
I would say either B or C. I think Fields. I like Fields.
Okay. I'm going to be mad if it's Hubbard. I'm going to be mad. All right. We're going with Fields.
Just him.
Just him, Fields.
Chat is overwhelmingly going Fields as well.
Okay.
Twos. It's Justin Fields.
Didn't overthink it.
Didn't
overthink it. There we go.
When you know, you know.
Hey, when you know, you just know.
There you go.
Does this mean we're in Eli's head?
Ouch. Kind of does.
Are we in Eli's head?
I don't think there's been a topic bar, so this isn't on me.
There just
was the
Just
Justin
was.
Fields one.
Just was.
Yeah, you put Fields on there.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
That's the first one, so
Okay.
just wait.
All right, you guys ready for the next one?
Just having a conversation. Just a couple of guys having a little conversation. Yeah. What's the next one? 2-2.
Same category.
Yep.
This team has the fewest rushes gaining 10-plus yards. Bucks, Colts, Vikings, or the Rams.
Ooh.
Man, if it's the Vikings, that'd be weird.
This feels like a Bucksy stat. Bucks or Rams stat. The Rams kind of.
My biggest pushback with the Rams is that I feel like didn't they get a handful like just the last couple of weeks? Are they still going to be last?
Man, I really don't know.
I would not guess the Vikings. So if it's C, that's pretty wild to me. My first thought was the Colts.
Yeah, you want to go Colts?
I mean, who's rushing for more than 10 yards for them?
Not that guy. Not Zach Moss.
Certainly not Zach Moss.
Do it. Break it off.
I think it's Bucks or Colts. You don't have a feeling one way or the other?
Take. My initial was Bucks, but if you think Colts, go.
No, we'll go with the Bucks. They stink.
Okay. Bucks it up.
All right, we're going Bucks. Tampa Bay.
Chad is also going Bucks.
Hey, you can't lose.
It is the Bucks.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Eli just 0 for 2 in us.
Oh, it's tough, Eli. It's tough, man. It's all right. Sometimes it's just not our week. 3-3. Heated. All right, let's do it.
All right, next category, standout defenders. Myles Garrett is the highest graded defender in the NFL with a 93.0 overall grade. He was the second ranked defender with a 92.0 overall grade. Is it Quinnen Williams, Nick Bosa, Bobby Wagner, or Dexter Lawrence?
Whew. Sheesh. I think I know, so I'm not going to even try to sell.
Okay.
Yes.
Dexter's obviously having an incredible year. We've talked about him multiple times on the show. He's definitely a candidate. Yes. Wagner, over the last, I feel like, couple of weeks, has made a ton of splash plays, and he was grading a lot higher than a lot of people thought that he was going to. Decent chance it could be Bobby Wagner. Quinnen's been a monster. I do a podcast with Connor Rogers a couple of times a week, the NFL Stock Exchange. You guys should listen to it. And we've talked about Quinnen quite a bit. You've even said here on this show, it looks like Alabama version of Quinnen Williams, except for now she's in the pros. So he's been awesome.
Which thank God, by the way. If he would have failed in the NFL,
that would have been tough.
People would have just been like, just throw your hands up. How do we scout anymore? The guy who's one of the most athletic DTs, who's one of the most productive DTs, who has all the tools you could want for DT. Does not turn into a good DT. It's how? But thankfully, we're not done.
Wasn't he 20 years old? Coming out.
Yeah, he was young. Yeah, he was young.
That's
probably
a
redshirt sophomore.
He was definitely young. The other one's Nick Bosa, who,
is also him.
Was he lead the NFL in pressures? Does he still lead the NFL in pressures?
I don't know.
I think he leads the NFL.
All right. I think it's Dexter Lawrence, right?
I also think it's Dexter Lawrence. Yeah.
Dexter Lawrence.
We're going Dexter Lawrence. We're going sexy Dexy.
Chad is going Nick Bosa.
Okay.
Way to take the lead, boys.
Let's go! Woo!
Dexter Lawrence, man. If a nose tackle's never going to win DPOY. But, wow. I mean, him compared to every other nose tackle in the NFL right now is not a fair fight. He's been so utterly dominant.
He's nuts. He is nuts. His grade's been fantastic. And as a pass rusher, too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like they drafted him in the middle of the first round and be like, all right, plug the holes. Be a plus athlete of a 0-1 technique kind of a player, and he's blossomed into so much more than that.
Now, also, hats off to Wink Martindale. The scheme's a part of it in that they've recognized that Dexter Lawrence is a difference maker and allowed him with some of their blitz stuff to get one-on-ones. Mm-hmm. And when you get to one-on-one, you're done. Yeah.
All right. Desk is up 4-3. Man, we haven't operated with the lead in a little bit. We're on fire, though. This might be our day. I'm not going to say anything yet.
Don't choke.
Listen, don't talk to me about choking. Out here 0 for 3 on the topic bars. Don't talk to me about it.
Just wait.
All right. All right. What's the next question?
All right. Same category. Excuse me. This quarterback has allowed the lowest passer rating this season. Is it Chidobe Awuzie, Jair Alexander, James Bradbury, or Patrick Peterson?
Jair kind of has been on a pick spree.
Yeah.
Shiza. I should know this one. I don't.
I think I have a pretty good idea.
Oh, you do? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a pretty good idea.
Cheeto's got the coolest name of the four. I don't know if that helps.
Cheeto is Bengal.
Hadn't played
Patrick
in a while,
Peterson
though.
made the most headlines for his off-field comments this year.
Who do you call out?
Kyler.
Oh, yeah, you call out Kyler. Yeah, that was kind of rude.
Yeah.
That's kind of rude. You don't really do that to your guy.
Dude, that's I do love the podcast game, though, for
Do you love it?
athletes. I'm a big fan of athletes getting on a mic and just, thinking they're amongst friends and that feeling that just what they say to their friends is only going to apply there. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's on the internet. Everyone sees it. And you look like a jerk.
I do love a lot of the stories, but yeah, some of these quotes have been not great. James Bradbury is the topic bar that Eli chose. Bradbury's had a good year. Who's the other one? Who's the other corner?
It was Cheeto, Jair,
Oh, Jair.
Pat Pete.
Jair.
All right, just tell us who it is.
Okay, James Bradbury.
Bam.
Chad is going overwhelmingly James Bradbury.
Yeah.
It is James Bradbury. He
tweet
has
out?
maintained the lead.
that one out?
Jim Brad.
No, but I've looked up multiple times who has the lowest passer rating allowed, and it's always James Bradbury or J.C. Horn. So if Horn would have been on here, then I would have been. It would have been a little tight. But thankfully, it was just James Bradbury. All right.
Well, actually, passer rating is a bad stat to use for. Never mind.
Jeez.
EPA per play would be better.
You sound like a PFF guy.
That's what I was doing.
All right, what's the next one?
All right, last one from this category. This team has recovered 15 fumbles, 4 turnover, I should point out, this season. 5 more than any other team. Jags, Giants, Cowboys, or the Lions.
This team has recovered 15 fumbles?
For a turnover, yeah. So not just jumping on your own ball.
Yeah, damn.
I think I know.
Yeah, damn right. It's 5 more than any other team. Holy shit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Got no clue.
I think I know.
Got no clue.
I think I do.
I would have maybe guessed the Eagles if they were up here, because the Eagles' turnover differential has been insane.
It is insane. That's because they don't turn the ball over.
Right. But I
And James Bradbury leading in passer rating because of a lot of interceptions also helps.
That's true. They do have a decent amount of picks. He's got a lot of forced incompletions too, which goes into it. I think he either leads the NFL or is top 3 at least. Haven't checked in a bit. If you think you have a good idea, then I'll let you tap dance. I'll let you tap dance around. I really don't know.
Yeah, I'm not 100% myself.
Okay.
But I have it. I think it is. Not 100%. It's my thing.
Who was it? It was the Cowboys,
Giants,
Jags,
Lions.
I don't think the Lions have forced that many fumbles. Jags maybe. Giants also maybe.
Okay, I thought it was the Giants. That was my initial. But actually now I'm less sure than I initially thought, but I think it's the Giants.
What are you less sure on? What
I just think I saw that a few weeks ago.
Okay,
But
but
they
like
were leading the NFL by far, and that was like a big reason why. But now I'm second guessing myself.
Cowboys have had a ton of pressures, ton of backfield production.
Yeah. Giants. Say Giants.
All right, we're going Giants.
Chad is going Cowboys.
Chat tied it up.
Oh!
You suck.
Yeah.
It's on me.
I think I would have guessed the Giants too. I don't think I would have.
I tried to give you guys the
Even if
the
you
answer.
weren't
It was on the topic bar.
Don't talk to us. Don't talk.
Just saying.
Don't talk.
It's on me.
All right, tied up. Whew.
Tied up.
How many questions we got left?
3 left. Last category. Put it in the air.
Okay. All right.
Ready?
Whoo! Let's do it.
This is the only team in the NFL without a pass touchdown gaining 25-plus yards this season. Colts, Jets, Steelers, Broncos.
Oh man.
NFL without a passing touchdown, gaining 25 yards this season. Is Deontay Johnson at the stat? Like, is it like 0 red zone touchdowns, or is it just 0 touchdowns in general?
It's 0 tutties.
He just has none. 25 yards or more.
Oh, man. Can eliminate 2 off the top of my head.
Okay. Don't
say
say
who.
Don't say who.
Oh, God, I'm trying to think.
Which 2 are you eliminating? Do the hand sign underneath the desk. I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know how to sign.
You don't know American Sign Language?
No, of course we do.
I'm not.
Only team in the NFL without a passing TD gaining 25 yards or more.
Racking my brain. Racking.
We are in a mental prison. This soft whispering F word during trivia.
Mm-hmm. Who do you?
Can you show the teams again?
Colts, Jets, Steelers, Broncos.
I think it's the Broncos.
No.
Okay,
There's
so-
one not eliminated.
Okay, what's the other one?
Greg
you eliminated?
Dulcich had a long tutty.
Oh, I wondered if he did. The other one's the Colts, right?
Colts had a long tutty.
Yeah, to
Al
Huck
Pierce.
Pierce.
Fuck. Jets or
I think it's.
Steelers. Is Pickens? Does he have a long one?
Does he have a long
I
touchdown?
think he might have, right? Like on the right side.
I don't know, Mike.
All right, I'm gonna go.
I don't
I'd go
know.
Jets. I'd go Jets.
Are you wait?
Although that's
No,
does Garrett
come
Wilson
on.
have a long one?
I feel like he does.
almost has to.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go Steelers.
We're gonna go Steelers.
Steelers.
We're doing Steelers.
Chad is also going Steelers.
Sixes.
Just
Barn
save
burner.
this.
Yeah.
Save this from ourselves.
Yeah, I couldn't.
No, that's why the very first question I asked is: does Deontay have no touchdowns at all, or is it just red zone ones? Because people talk about the red zone targets that he gets. But if it was
He has
0
no.
touchdowns, then
Yeah.
the Steelers were gonna be the front runner. But okay, all right, 66. 2 questions left.
All right, 2 questions left, same category. Who has the most catches without a drop this season? Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, Chris Godwin, or Amari Cooper?
If Mark Cooper doesn't have a drop, that's like the biggest story in NFL history. He had 18 his rookie year. I don't know how that happens. I don't know if he doesn't have a drop though. I know Lockett's got like some of the best hands in NFL history. That dude's great.
I have a pretty good guess.
Okay. I'll lean on you. I don't really have a handle on this. Keenan Allen doesn't have that many catches, does he? I don't know. I would be surprised if it's Keenan. If that's not that many to not have a drop.
Most catches without a drop. Tyler Lockett. I think it's Tyler Lockett.
Lock it in.
Locking it in. Tyler Lockett. We're locking it in.
That was a quick one, but Chad also went Lockett.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
It's Keenan.
Oh, wow.
53 catches without a drop.
You guys are biting your tongue about topic bars now, aren't you?
So so Lockett just has a drop.
Farts.
We should have reversed our logic.
Yeah. Just the guy with the fewer
The
catches
guy with the fewest catches.
on there probably doesn't have a drop.
Oh man, we weren't going about that the right way.
Oh, well.
All right. Last question?
Last question.
Last question. Wow. Don't give him a hint.
I don't have
Really haven't been giving them much hints today.
Yeah, I don't have a hint to give,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
Okay. All right.
You guys ready?
All right.
This player leads the NFL with 9 contested catches on deep throws this season. George Pickens, T. Higgins, Terry McLaurin, or Mike Williams?
Ooh, this is good. This is a good one. This is a good one.
Shit! This is a good one.
So
9?
every Pickens one's contested. But does he have
all of
9?
them.
I don't think he has 9.
He has, I think he has 17 contested catches. But are 9 of them 20 yards down the field?
I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think he has
No
any
way.
deep production. Or else they'd have a deep touchdown.
Right.
Man. See, I know Mike Williams. Like, all these guys obviously have a ton of contested catches. But I don't know if Mike Williams has that much deep production again. Like, the Chargers, just, attack there, and he's also missed a little time. So, yeah, I was thinking B or C.
Eli with the Bengals topic bar. For T. Higgins.
I mean, the last 2 times an answer, I mean, it's been on there, it's been right. So, would I do it a third time?
That's the question, isn't it? Damn. I wanted to say McLaurin.
My initial thought was T. Higgins.
But I think T. Higgins has had more opportunities.
Yeah. Let's go T. TT.
All right, we're going to go T. Higgins.
Chat is going Scary Terry.
Oh, no.
You guys ready for a tiebreaker?
And we both
No.
lost.
It's George Pickens.
It was George Pickens.
Your head.
Yeah, well, we weren't even going to go George Pickens.
Oh, we weren't even going to go George Pickens anyways. How does he have 9 contested catches of 20 yards down the field?
wild.
I said at the very beginning that he has the most in the NFL.
Yeah. Damn.
Man. Oh, this is brutal. Brutal. All right, tiebreaker. First time in a couple of weeks we've gotten it's been a tiebreaker.
Do you want to explain a tiebreaker? For those who maybe know?
So the tiebreaker is essentially Quinn is going to give us a question and we have to guess the exact stat. So you guys in the chat are going to fire away at what you think the answer is. And Eli, are you going to do it like cumulatively, like whatever the most common answer is? We're
Yeah,
just gonna...
Tyler and I just kind of like hawk the chat, and
Okay.
then we see which one we see the most.
Okay, all right. And then we'll obviously have ours that we guess. And it's closest to the answer. That's what it is. It's closest
Correct.
to the
Yeah,
answer.
it's not prices. Right
Also-
so you can go over.
Be a human of integrity. Do not look it up.
Yeah.
Because you can look up the exact number. We can't. Don't look it up.
If you have a PFF subscription.
Which
you obviously
which
should.
we
Why
which we
wouldn't
do which we do want you to. But okay, all right. What do we got here?
All right. In Week 16, Derrick Henry ran for 98 yards with a 4.3 yard per average. How many of those yards were after contact?
God, what a fucking question.
Sorry, I kind of stumbled my way through
No.
that.
This is...
Okay, this might change my answer here. Can somebody back there just look it up and make sure that Henry ran for 98 yards? Just make sure that was the exact yardage that he had in Week 16.
Stand by.
Okay, all right.
Who did they play? They play the Texans?
Yeah, Texans.
I thought he went for like 128.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I mean, I know he did. I had the over 120. So, do we need a new
The reason why I'm asking,
I think 98 of those were
the
after
reason
contact.
why I'm asking is because
I think that's the yards after contact.
I know the exact answer to this stat, but I know it in our database.
Yeah.
And I don't think 98 is how many yards he has. So I don't know where this number came from, but that also means that the yards after contact is going to be wrong.
Yeah, give us a second. We're double checking.
Okay. All right. So, Mike, what'd you get for Christmas?
I had the pants I'm wearing.
Nice.
Some Lulu joggers.
Nice.
I got a book on the Green Bay Packers that was fantastic. It's like a history book from the New York Times.
You say was. Did you already read it?
No. I mean, I have. I've lived it. It's Green Bay Packers.
Right, of course. It's as a, owner of the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Shareholder.
Got some soap.
Nice. Elite.
How about you?
I also got soap. I got soap.
Yeah.
I got an elite skincare routine.
Okay.
Kick
I need to do that. Do you have the time? Like, do you find yourself actually?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. I do now. It's super easy. Like, once you know exactly what to do, then it's really easy.
Okay.
Like, you just you brush your teeth, you do some skin stuff. It's like whatever, 2, 3, 4 extra minutes depending on how much you want to go into it. But yeah, no, my lovely fiance knows a lot more about that than I do, so I kind of set up. She had me set up the regime, so now we get the regime.
All right.
Yeah.
So here's the deal.
Yes.
This is how live TV works.
Yeah.
Sometimes you mess up. We messed up that question.
Yeah.
You ran for 126 yards.
Yeah.
98 and more after contact.
Okay, there we go.
Right.
Yeah.
But we got another question.
Yeah.
Because we can move that fast.
Okay. All right.
Justin Jefferson leads the NFL in receiving yards versus single coverage. How many yards does he have versus single coverage?
That is way more difficult.
It's because you don't know the answer this time.
Yeah, but even just guessing. Like Derrick Henry, people would have guessed 83, 75, 94, whatever, 102. This one's how many yards versus single coverage?
How are you guys going to get a chat answer? I'm guessing there's not going to be
Yeah.
a lot of people guessing the same one. Man, I have my initial thought, but
What is your initial thought?
somewhere around the neighborhood of 2/3 of his total yardage.
Okay. You throw out a number.
1150.
1150? Against
It
single
might be a
coverage?
little too high. I'll
Little
go
too high.
1080. 1080.
All right, we're going 1080. 1080 for Justin Jefferson's.
You're gonna have to give us a sec to look at chat.
Yep, we'll let the chat answers roll in here.
Damn it! Come on!
Everyone's gonna say 1081, 1081, 1081.
You can't. All right, you can't do that. You can't do the 1080 to 1. You're not doing that. Those don't count.
Okay, we're ready if you guys are.
Yeah.
All right, 1080.
We're gonna go 1200 is what chat is going with.
Okay. All right.
Congratulations on the dub, boys. 819.
Ooh! There we go.
Half.
That's actually a pretty good guess.
Go!
Yeah, chat was going way high on this one.
And
They were all over 1,000.
And the chat
basically.
cannot be mad because I would have got the tiebreaker on the nose.
Yeah.
I would have got it on the nose because I looked it up this morning. I was looking up stats from week 16. Woo-hoo!
Thank God.
Let's go, baby!
Nice.
Only a couple
Well
more.
done.
Only a couple more trivias left, and it's tied. It is tied. That's what you want, right? Come on, chat. I know you guys want to win. We obviously want to win too, but down to the wire, an instant classic. That's what this whole year of trivia has been. Love to hear it, baby. Love to hear it. Yeah, we needed that. We needed that bad. I was gonna be mortified if the chat won that tiebreaker. Might have retired, but now I don't have to. Now I don't have to. Trevor. Simon said Trevor and Tyke because they can only tie, so it's just a tease for the names.
Trevor.
Mine doesn't change for that one. Thank God. All right. Thank you to everybody who was watching or participated in the chat. That's one of the most fun things that we do on this show every single week. 5 to 5. You cannot write a script better than this heading into the last couple of trivias. Maybe the last trivia. I don't know. We'll have to see next week. It might be. We might go winner take all next trivia because that'll be going into the last week of the regular season.
Yeah.
Maybe we
That
go
might
winner
have to
take
be.
all. Maybe we go winner take all to raise the stakes for it. But appreciate you guys getting in on that. That's a lot of fun for us every single time. Real quick before we get out of here, we got a Thursday night football game. It's Cowboys at the Tennessee Titans. Spread over under. Prop bet. Okay, the spread on this one, Titans getting 12.5 at home. The over under is just 39.5. And then you got a prop bet. Mike, what do you got for this one?
I got Cowboys covering 12.5. Sadly, no Ryan Tannehill, no Derrick Henry in this one for the tight ones. I got the under 39.5. because of that. I don't think the Titans score many points. And I also am going to go a little bit sideways here. Malik Willis under 0.5 interceptions because it's so juiced. Plus 160. I think those are very good odds because I don't even think they're going to even try to throw. I don't think they're going to try to throw. And I think there's a chance he might even get benched.
Might just go like triple option offense.
Exactly.
Just not even throw the ball.
And then that he might even...
Full wishbone.
Offense isn't moving anything. Like, he's not the type of guy... I mean, he does throw picks, but he's the kind of guy that if nothing's there, he's not going to take chances. He's going to pull it down and try to run. And that's obviously going to be to Mike Vrabel's detriment. He may even get benched this game.
I'm gonna go Titans 12.5. I might regret that hard, but I feel like we're just gonna get a classic little Mike Vrabel plays way better than they should. 12.5 points, a lot of points. So I'll go with the Titans getting 12.5 points at home. I'm also going to go under 39.5 points. I don't think we're getting a shootout here in this game. And then for my prop bet, I'm going to go with Dalton Schultz. We've got a decent tight end rotation going on with Dallas, so I'm going to go under 3.5 receptions. He's had 2 and 3 receptions over the last couple of weeks. We'll say, I think 3 is that magic number, but we'll say right under that 3.5. So I'll go with that as my prop bet there. Answer the question of the day. Let's see if we can get some people an easy dub to get out of here. Along with Derrick Henry, who or what? How did we set this up? In the PFF era, only 2 running backs have a higher career rushing grade than Derrick Henry. Name the running backs. Minimum 250 attempts, regular season only.
The other thing I maybe thought of was someone who just ended their career because it's so, grading-wise, it's so easy to grade well on like a high sample size or low sample size, whereas, if you're just over 250, you can make that. I'm trying to think of someone who maybe ended their career in like 06, 07. I really can't. So I'm just going to go AP, and I'm going to go Josh Jacobs.
I'll go Marshawn Lynch. And I'll go Nick Chubb.
Okay.
Those are the 2.
Well done. It is Nick Chubb and Marshawn Lynch.
Oh!
Josh Jacobs was a good guess, though, because him and Derrick Henry are
tied. Oh.
93.3.
Wow,
so
we hit him.
Josh Jacobs might overtake him here because Derrick Henry, who knows if he finishes the season, Josh Jacobs is on tear. So
well done.
Maybe I'll ask that question again in a couple weeks.
If I see one lever in the chat, you guys are getting out of here. You can't tell me shit today.
That was good. All
right, appreciate everybody watching the show. Do we have a chat champ before we get out of here?
Yes, we do. It's Cade Thackeray. He was right. He got it like the first person to get it right at the beginning of the show, too.
Cade.
So, wow. Shout out to him. And he was on fire during trivia today, too.
Love it.
Shout out, Cade.
Cade, fantastic job today in the chat, with trivia especially. You got to represent the chat tomorrow. It's a big day tomorrow. We're doing playoff bracketology. We're talking about bold predictions. Only a couple weeks left. And maybe the game of the year right here in Cincinnati, between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. We're going to get to all that. A lot of great preview stuff tomorrow, so make sure that you guys are back in the show. For Trevor Sikkema, for Mike Renner, for everybody in the production portal, thank you so much for watching It's Just Football. We'll see you right here one more time this week, 11 a.m. See you guys then.
It's not about politics. It's about football.
This is a simple game.
We're going to run the ball, and we're going to pass the ball. We're just going to play football, really.
How good of a football player are you?
I just get in and try to spin it. That's all.
I just love the game.
It really is the best time of the year.